Hello dancers, worship dancers. Today we want to talk about something that is so vitally important but yet very basic. And one of the most basic things that we need to know and learn is how to stand, especially in movement. And the reason why we need to know this is because in movement, if we're not correctly aligned, we can get injured and lose our balance. All kinds of terrible things can happen, right, ladies?
Yes.
We've experienced all these things. All of a sudden, you get an ache, you get a pain. But the basic stance, this is called the basic stance. And this is what Russian ballet students learn. Their first day of class, they learn the basic stance. And actually, their exercise is to stand at the bar in the basic stance for an entire track of music, which comes to be about 2 minutes long. And they're training their muscles. They're creating a muscle memory, how to stand correctly in movement. And I say how to stand correctly in life in general. So what we need to be thinking about, first of all, and it works from the feet, we'll work from the feet up to the head, where everything should be placed. And I have here my handy-dandy notes that I took during my ballet methodology courses with John White. And the first thing we're thinking about is the legs need to be straight. We're in a vertical position, our heels are together, and the thigh muscles are slightly pulled up. We need to use those thighs to protect the knees. You all can just relax back there. Just take, just relax back there for a minute. We'll demonstrate it soon. And the heels are together, and the weight is going to be mostly over the balls of the feet, forward. The whole foot is weighted. You do want weight on the back of the back heel, but you don't want to sit into the heel. It's slightly forward. All right, so we've got our heels touching, slightly turned out, and weight, hips forward. We've got the hips directly over the legs, so you don't want your hips just hanging out anywhere. They're directly over the legs. The muscles at the top of the buttocks or here in your lower back, they're held tightly. That keeps that pelvis in place. All right, we don't want that pelvis rolling forward. We want to use these muscles and the abdominals to keep that pelvis in alignment. It doesn't want to tilt forward or backwards. So that's a very important one for your lower back. The rib cage is not protruding. You're not expanding the rib cage. You're thinking like you've got this belt right across here, right across your ribs, and the rib cage is held together. You need abdominal muscles to do that. So you've got your abdominal muscles engaged. So here I got my feet, heels are touching, slightly pulled up on the thighs, weight slightly forward. I've got my lower back engaged, my pelvis is straight, and my ribs are pulled together. Okay, we're halfway up the body. And now we've got the shoulders, they're held down. They're not gonna come up. They're pressed down, and we're not rolling them forward, all right? We have them open, all right? But they're not open like this. They're open to here, pressing down. You don't want to pinch your shoulder blades together in the back. It's like a flatness across the back. And so now we're up to the shoulders. Next we go to the back of the neck. All right, we want to make sure that the neck is in alignment with the spine. It's not, your head is not jutting forward, you're not coming back, but it's in alignment with the spine. And then finally, the head itself is erect and you're looking forward. Eyes follow the nose. You're looking straight ahead, and that's the basic principles of the basic stance. Oh, and remember to breathe while you're doing this. That does help. But you stand. So let's take our beautiful dancers here, and let's take one hand to the bar, the left hand to the bar. Now I want you to be all just relaxed right now. And let's think about, now let's first do the feet. Heels slightly together, weight not back, but slightly forward, hips over toward the ball of the foot. Good. We've got our thighs, they're pulled up. Think about the pelvis now. That looks great, great, great. I can tell. Let me see. Yeah, good, good. Pelvis is down. I don't want to say tucked under, just in alignment, perfect alignment, not tilting forward. Thinking about the rib cage, that it's pulled in. We're engaging those abdominals. There's a muscle on the inside of us called the psoas, which is attached to the femur, and it goes up to the L5, your back. And that muscle, you got to get in touch with that muscle in order to hold this position. That is holding your spine in alignment. The most important thing for alignment and dance movement is to have an aligned spine, and it's held by your muscles. All right, so we're up to the rib cage, correct? Correct. Shoulders, let's go to the shoulders now. The shoulders are slightly, you feel like, imagine like there's one brick on each shoulder. So there's this slight, you're pulling down, pushing down on the shoulder slightly so that you feel the upper back get engaged. All right, so your upper back now should be engaged. And your shoulders are open, and they're not pinching in the back. Your shoulder blades are not pinching, but they're flat across the back. Wow, it's looking good. Now we think about the neck. Keep it in alignment with the spine. Really check your students for this. Very good. And your head is erect, so your chins aren't down and you're looking at the floor. Now look at this. Look how lovely they look. And that's the basic stance. Okay, ladies, you can relax. And you walk. Didn't they look comfortable? But that's the basic stance. And you need to practice that. If you've never done that before, you need to practice it every day. The students in the Russian school, they take class 6 days a week, and they actually do that exercise for every class for 12 classes. When you have dancers taking only 1 class a week, that ends up to be like 3 months of doing that exercise. So, hey, I do it when I'm doing dishes. Just whenever you can engage, standing online at the grocery store, just think about that. Someone like me who battles scoliosis, this has been a game changer for me. It really has helped me to continue dancing throughout the decades, and I'm looking forward to many more decades of dancing because of the engagement of my psoas against that L5. Valerie, you've done this for years. Meet my vice president, Valerie. Valerie, can you explain to us how the basic stance changed your life?
It totally changed everything, because when you can master the basic stance, it gives you stability in every other dance movement.
Yeah, that's the truth. It gives you stability, and you're ready to go. And it reduces injury. Injuries are very infrequent with the Russian students. So, hey, let's practice the basic stance throughout the week. I hope this blessed you, and yeah, it's going to make you a stronger dancer that will dance longer and worship.